Good morning, everyone. How are you? Happy Sunday. I hope you're having a very good starting of the week. It's a blessing to be here. I don't know if we can wait for more people. We are only 32 participants, but because the time is short, I would like to start as soon as possible in order to see everything that we have to explain today. For all of those that don't know me, my name is Brenda Blanco, and the person that is next to me is my husband, David Blanco. We both attend to West Houston Church, and we both are helping in our clubs. My husband is helping in Pathfinders, and I am helping in the Adventure Club. So we are members of West Houston Tigers. And it's a privilege and a blessing to be here this morning, sharing the things that we are learning in this pandemic. The topic that we are going to learn today, the class, is organizing the club during the year. Since this is the first time that all the world is working different, as a normally we do, all the things are new for all of us. And before I start with the class, I would like to have a word of prayer. Okay, let's bow our heads. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much because you gave us this beautiful morning. Thank you because we're having the opportunity to learn together the way that we want to use us to work in your ministry. Help us, Lord, to give the best of us this morning. Help us to present all the things that you want that we learn. And let your Holy Spirit touch our heart, because this is not only with purpose of learning things that we're going to use in adventures. It's with the purpose that go closer to you, and you can work in our character and in the way that we live and the way that we think, and the most important, Lord, in the way that we present ourselves before you. Bless all the families here and stay with us. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. Okay. I feel a little weird because I cannot hear anyone. So if you have, as you notice, my first language is Spanish, but I am trying to do my best to explain you with my best vocabulary that I have learned in this beautiful country. And so let's go ahead with I'm gonna share my screen. Let's see, okay. Okay, no. Okay. Okay. So I have to move this here. All right. Organizing the club for the year. It's good to mention that the Adventures Club is a family ministry. The goal is to bring the kids closer to Jesus. The goal is to have better families in our church. They have too many things that happen in the family, so the goal is the families. And as the word of God says in Proverbs 22:6, it says, instruct the child in his way, and even when he is old, he will not depart from it. This verse, when I was a kid, probably I didn't understand, but now I have a kids, and I know the importance that we teach our kids about God, about the life with God. And now I am understand what means this verse. So let's go to the next. the mission of the club, as I mentioned before, the Adventures Club is a family ministry, and it's a club that belongs to Seventh-day Adventists, our church, and it's a ministry that work with kids with age 6 and 9. The club offers many things for families. So we have always to have this in mind when we are working with Adventures Club. Family is the first. And in Matthew 19:14 Jesus said, "Let the children come to me and do not hinder them, for the kingdom of heaven belongs to such as this." Beautiful verse. Okay. The goals of the club. I don't know if the most of you are familiar with the club. I don't know if in your church is the first time that you're gonna have a club, or your church have the club for many years. And the goals, it's always bring the kids closer to Jesus. That's why we have to organize the club during the year with activities that bring the kids not only the opportunity to grow in their skills, in their physical skills, but with this, we have to plan activities with spiritual things, help them in the class during the program, provide to the kids many things that help him also to be strong spiritually, mentally, and we have as we have physical activity too. So that's the goal for the Adventures Club. Now, planning the club is very important. If we don't have a program during the year for the club, probably we will have a mess. If we don't know what to do, if we don't have a calendar, if we don't have a budget, if we don't plan any of that, we're gonna struggle. So the planning, in our experience, as I mentioned in the beginning, this is new for everyone. All of this that I prepare is based in our manual, in our director's manual. What is this? This one. But it's our first time the clubs that navigating into a pandemic. So many things are new. It's like starting a new process with the adventures. So I want to tell you that I am going to share with you, I would like to share with you my experience in the club in these last 8 months since the pandemic began. And we are been working different, but we've seen some of our clubs are struggling, which is normal. Everything is new for everyone, but also we have seen how God have been providing all of us all the things that we need to keep our clubs running. Yeah, and so the planning, we suggest to make a work plan for the year, an annual work plan. The activities that we have to plan is activities that include love and attention to others, and which includes, for example, visiting the nursing homes, visiting a family, or if it's possible, not at this moment, but in the future when we have we go back to normal, a better normal, probably we can go visit families, or also because everything is virtual today, we have to be creative and planning virtual visitings. So if someone is sick, we can plan a Zoom meeting with other class, and that way we can be teaching the kids how we can include others and love them and help them. We have to have in our calendar excursions for our adventures, or planning activities outdoor, not only in a classroom or in the church or in the place where you have your meetings. You have to add in your planning things that we can do outdoor. Family camps. The Texas conference and the area, in this case in Houston, they plan every year our family camps. But also we as a club, we can plan our family camp just only with the club. So that's one thing that we have to think when we are planning or making our calendar. We have to planning also to all the activities that are coming from the conference or of the area. In this case, I said the Houston Bay Area, including the Adventure Day. In other case, for example, right now we cannot go to church because our churches are closed, but we have to be creative to celebrate that day, Adventures Day. We have to plan the inductions and the investiture. We have to plan missionary activities, and also it's very important to have fundraising activities, because as you know, all the clubs need we need the resources to keep our club running, and one of them is the money. So we have first we have to pray. We have to pray because God always provides, but we have to plan it what is gonna be the way that we gonna have those resources. Also, and very important, our staff. It's very important to think and to train them and how they're gonna work with the kids. So that's why the Texas conference in this case is preparing this training, which is very, very, very helpful. I don't know if you already were in yesterday and during the program. We received very, very, very helpful resources that we can use in our club. So it's very important that all the leaders, the staff of our club attend to these trainings, because that's the way that we can teach them more deeper, that how they can work with the kids. We have to include spiritual activities with our kids, which one of them is the Bible adventure. We have to encourage the parents and the kids to participate in all of those activities of the club. Baptisms, I know the kids are from 4 to 9, but sometimes at the age of 9, they show the desire to get baptized. So this is some of the things that we have to have on mind when we plan for the year. Okay, the next one. Okay. The same. This is in general the things that are very important to think about when we are planning. It's not only the activities, it's also how can I say, all of the things that we're gonna administrate in the club. For example, the project program outline. When we are planning, the first thing that we need to do is have ideas. Ideas are coming from you. Ideas could come from the staff. Ideas could come from the parents. So it's very important at the beginning to have many ideas. And one of the ideas that I gave you was this. All of these are things that we have to add in our calendar when we are planning. And these are, and we can find more ideas too. We have to plan the budget. Into the budget, you have to include all of the things that you use with the kids. For example, the materials. We have to include, if we give gifts during the year, we have to include it in the budget. We have to include the pins. We have to include the patches. We have to include all the things that we buy. For example, if we have meetings, if we buy, for example, lunch or breakfast for the, or we give a snack for the kids, we have to include all of that in the budget. So that's another thing that we have to plan. The calendar. I would like to remark this because it's in my experience, it's very, very important to have a calendar. I would like to show you an example of calendar that we, as a club, we have. Let me see if it's this one. No, it's not this one. Okay. I would like to show you. Let me see. Okay, it's here. Okay, I don't know if you can see it. This is our calendar from 2018, 2019. We plan all the calendar for the year, and we follow all of these. For example, we add in our calendar all the activities that the HBA gave us. We add to the calendar all of the activities that from the Texas conference. And also in our calendar, we add the day when our kids are helping in the church. For example, we have an activity in our club that the first Sabbath of the month, one class of the club is helping in the church, making as a greeters, and we add it into the calendar. So we add everything as you see right here. Okay. Okay, now, okay. Let me go back to my presentation. Okay, the meetings. We have to plan the meetings, the regular meetings that we have. For example, in other ahead of this, I'm gonna explain more deeper. But the meetings are very important. How you're gonna work with the kids, how you plan what you have in the calendar. So, for example, some of the meetings are in the church. Probably you have in your calendar a meeting, and you have, for example, you're gonna visit the zoo. So you have to plan how you're gonna do that meeting, because it's gonna be different. It's not gonna be regular. Okay, you have to have on mind the monthly report. The area.
Brenda,
for example,
they can't see the calendar.
I already. Do they want to see the calendar? Hello?
Yeah.
Okay, let me put it again. Oh, it's not this one. Hold on. If they need it, I can share it. I can send them the calendar through email. If you would like to have this example of calendar, you just write your email, and I can send to you the calendar. This is a very easy way to plan all the year for the club, because you have all your activities there, and it doesn't matter if it's a little activity added to the calendar. That's going to be very, very helpful.
You can also upload the file into the chat.
Okay.
The file.
Upload the file on the chat, but you can do it later.
Okay, can you do it for me? Just.
Hold on. Keep going.
Okay. The monthly report is one of the things that we have to plan too. As a directors, we use to how can I say? As a director, sometimes we want to do everything, but I suggest you say reparte las activities. You have to choose a person that they have to do one part of the things that you have to do. You don't try to do everything yourself, because it's gonna be a chaos, believe me. No, if for example, the monthly report, you can ask to the associate director, or to the secretary, or a parent, or a teacher, if they can be on charge to do the monthly report and send it to the area. In our case, we send the monthly report to the HBA. The monthly report include all the activities that you did during the month, including when I said activities, I said activities during the meetings. If you also the awards or the chips that the kids did during that month. That's very important. The church board meeting. As you know, the adventures directors, it's a part of the church board. So it's very important to have in mind and make your best effort to be in all the meetings that the church planned for by a month. I don't know if, I know every church is different, but in our church, we have a meeting every month. So it's very important to be there, because that's the way that our church, our pastor, the elders, and all the person that belong to the church board, they're gonna know how the club is working, and if the club needs something, you can ask them, because well, the club is part of to the church. So, but you have that way you can have the support because some of our members and probably some of our pastors sometimes are not familiar with the clubs. They don't know how we work. But if we are present in the church boards and we inform them what are we doing, what we need, how this ministry is working, believe me, it's going to be very, very helpful. The club staff, it's very important for us to train our club, to plan with them. We have to plan with them how they want to work with the kids, how they're going to do their classes, especially at this moment. For example, it's very important that all the staff, the treasurer, the associate director, and the teachers, all of them have this manual. This is the director's manual, but there is a book for every class. There is a book for Little Lambs, for Eager Rivers, for all the classes. So provide to your teachers, to all your staff this because they find all the information, all the way that they're gonna work with the kids. And they will find here all the requirements for investiture. So it's very important that all the club staff have this. And also, ¿cómo digo paréntesis? Okay, and also, it's important to mention you can't put all of these books in your budget. If you are a club that have it has many time in a church, but if you are a new, if your church is new and it's the first time that you're gonna have a club, just consider that this is you have to count this in your budget too, because you have to buy them. The uniform is very important to plan in how you can help to the parents to get the uniform. I forgot to have in my desk to show you how we help to our parents to get the uniform, especially well, the new ones, but every year the kids are growing and growing, so some of them have to buy uniform during the year. So if we as a club provide the information of the parents where they can get the uniform, it's gonna be very helpful for the parents. So in your plans, add this information and share it with the parents. The publicity. In this, usually when we want to make announcements about the club, usually we ask to the person that is in charge of a program in our church. But at this moment, we don't have a church, but we can use the resources that our church have. For example, my church has a web page. I want to talk about this example. We had a registration in August 22nd, and we call it drive-through registration. So the way that we invite to the people that are not part of the adventures, and all of those that have little kids, you don't have all the information of the members of the church, but the church has. So what we did is we make an invitation. We asked to the person on charge that is working in the webpage, and we asked them that if he can send an email to all the church inviting them to the club. We give them a few information of our activities, and also in the web of our church we have a link that they can find the registration form, the medical consent, the calendar, and everything. So because we are in a pandemic and we don't do the things that we normally do, we recommend use all the virtual resources to announce or share everything that you want to, or you think that is gonna be helpful and gonna be very interesting to others to be a part of the club. The records. This means you have to keep all the information about the activities of the kids, especially about the awards or patches. You have to be sure that the teachers are having a record of all the work that the kids are doing in the class. In a normal way, what we do every Sunday I am talking about my club because that's my experience, and I would like to share with you because all of this is new. But I have right here also all of our teachers have a box in our church, and they have all the materials there. We have a routine every Sunday, and I'm gonna share with you our routine also. If it's helpful for you, will be great. If not, you can do it on your way. But that is the way that we work, and it's efficient with us. So I'm gonna go faster because the time is running so fast. Okay, the records, well, they have a box, and in there every Sunday we put a form that they fill with the patches or awards that they do that day with the class. So at the end of the class, we take it out and we have all the information that they, and we fill and we fill all the all the records that we have ready, and that is very helpful because at the end of the year we have all the information. We don't have to be calling to the teacher to ask them, okay, which class you did this day, because I don't have the information. No, if you do as a routine every Sunday, you're gonna have all the information ready at the end of the year. Efficiency, I mean, my husband is here for helping me, but I didn't let him to talk, so I don't know if he wants to say something about efficiency.
Efficiency, you have to do the things in a way that is going to be, is not gonna be repetitive, it's not gonna be boring for the kids. Remember that kids' attention is always short, and we have to do things that the kids are gonna love. And when the kids start loving the club, they are the ones that are going to push their parents in order to come to the church, because the kids cannot go to the church by themselves. Their parents are the ones that has to bring the kids to the church. And when the kids love something, there is nothing greater than put pressure on the parents than their own kids. And where the kids are happy with the club, the parents should work hard in order to having them there. Then that's why it's very important that our activities has the right times. We start at the right time, we finish at the right time, in order to make everything more colorful for the kids.
Okay, that's why we have to plan everything that work, and we do a routine. So the home contacts, it's very important to keep a record of all the information of all of members. You have to plan how you're gonna do it. At this moment, we have many resources. If you attend yesterday with the idea that I don't know what was the class, but we learned a lot yesterday, and we have a lot of resources right now that we can contact to the parents. For example, in our club, we use reminders, we use Google Sheets, we use email, we use a lot of PDF files, and I want to share. The routine that we do for every activity. For example, if we're gonna have a camp, a family camp, we have to plan with prior, like at least 2 months before. We have to plan how we're gonna do that camping. So you start to communicate with your staff, and you start to communicate to the parents when we're gonna have our camping, when you're gonna have the registration, where is the deadline to the payment, because it's very important to have deadlines in every activity that you have to receive payment. Because as you know, for our campings, we have to pay. So that you have to be very organized with the parents, and tell them, okay, the camping is in this date. We're gonna start receiving a registration from this day to this day. We're going to start receiving payments from this day to this day, because it's not to put in pressure with them, but if we are organized, it's the club gonna work better. So that is just an example. And if you have the contacts, all the information for them, of the parents, I mean, it's gonna be easier for you to send just one message and everyone will receive it. For example, We use reminders, which I recommend you to use that one, because what I do is I do the email, I save the email in PDF. I mean, I do it in Word, I save it in Word. So I send my email and I send a reminder with a PDF file with all the information that is the same in the email. Because, you know, sometimes parents do not check their emails regularly, but if they check reminder, they will have the information. Okay, let me see. I think, what is the next? Okay. If you have questions, please, if you want to, okay. Okay. At the end, and if you want to leave your email also, I will, okay, I would like to share all the files. And let me show you real quick before I go ahead, because the time is running so fast. Okay. Let me explain you. Okay. I want to show you the calendar. I already showed you the calendar. If you don't see it, this is again. Okay. I will share it with you. Okay. Okay. All right. Bye. Okay. We have, when we help to the parents with the uniform, we give them this. How is the uniform? We give them this. And also we provide them the address or webs when they can find this uniform. And we always try to give them the places when they can have it at the cheapest price. Also, you cannot see it? Okay, let's see. Let's see, I don't know if you can see it. I don't think so. It's not? Oh, it's here. Oh. Okay, now, this one, the uniform. Oops. Okay, we didn't. Okay, I'm going to go faster. Okay, the steps to start an adventure club. This is basically all the things that I explained you, because it's most for the new ones in the church. But basically, all of this we already did. We already do every year the same. At the beginning of the year, if you are new, if your church is new and you have a new adventure, you have to talk with the director of the youth, present the plan to the church board, inform to the congregation, invite them, looking for the specialist teachers that are gonna work with you. You have to organize the staff, the directive. You remember all the members of the club usually teachers and the helpers and volunteers. The leading staff choose them, but remember the church board meeting is the one that choose the director and associate director. But the rest of the staff, the associate director and the director, they choose and look for them. Remember, when you're going to start a new year, you will have to find a new staff. But I suggest, if you are director, for example, I'm the director for this year. But before the end of the year, even if you will not be the director the next year, I suggest that for the month, if you finish the club in June or May. For the month of April, you can send a letter to invite to the same staff and ask them if they are planning to stay for the next year. We use in our club surveys, and that is very easy because if you can make a survey in Google Sheets, and you send that file, and you put the class, you put the positions that are open, and before the end of the year, you already have your staff for the next year. And if it's not complete, you already know what person you have to find for the next year. So it's very important, even if you don't wanna be the director for the next year, to try to do that before the end of the year. And remember, all the staff, all the volunteers, all the people that work with the kids and want to be a volunteer in Adventure Club, it's a requirement that has the verified volunteer. You have to inform all the volunteers that they have to have the verified volunteer, and the background of them is gonna be checked. So make sure about that. I have the link where they can go, and you have to provide this to them, to all the people that you invite, and to all the people, even if it's the staff of the last year, you provide the same information every year. Okay, when you have all your members, all your staff, all of these, all the planning, all the calendar, all the activities, all that you plan, all of this, you have to bring it to the church board meeting, and they have to approve. The calendar, all that you plan, it has to be approved for the church. The staff, first of all, the staff have to be approved from the church. So you have to be sure that if you, for example, you have a day out or outdoor, or you're gonna have an activity out of the church, or the place when you have your meetings, regularly is in the church. You have to be sure that the church approve that activity. That's why it's very important to have a year calendar, and you bring it to the church board meeting, and they approve all of the activities. Just prior to that activity, just if you mention in a church board meeting, remember we're gonna have this, and that's gonna be fine. Okay. About registrations. Okay. There is something that I want to mention about registration. Usually we have a special day for adventures in our church, but because of the pandemic, we cannot do that. We cannot invite people and have snacks or something and explain them what is the club. We cannot do that at this moment. But as we did this year, we sent an invitation through our webpage, or the page from the church. But what we did this year, we send an email to our members, and we send them a PDF registration form. We send them a PDF medical consent. And we send them all the information that we give them every year. For example, the child protection information that they have to give us proof that they have the verified volunteer and not expired. But all of that information you also can ask to this to church secretary. They have access to that files, and they can tell you who has the verified volunteer and the background check. And so it's very important to do that. So in an email, I was telling you, in an email, we send all of those files, and we made the registrations online. In our, we received all the registrations online because we send the PDF editable files, and they send them back. And also we did a registration, a drive-through registration. What we did that day. What did on that day? Let me show you. And how can I share?
You are sharing right now.
Okay. Okay. In a registration day, let me see. Okay. Okay, it's here. This one. Okay. What we include in the registration day is we made these folders. You see these beautiful folders? I can send you these files too. We buy the color of the class folders, and we include there the calendar. We include all the stuff, the information, I mean, their phone, the email. All this is a staff directory. We include them, the devotional calendar is something that I didn't mention. For every meeting, we have a devotional at the beginning. So also we prepare a devotional calendar. I am going to show you, and also I'm going to share with you the calendar, the devotional calendar. Because that way, if you have a calendar, you don't have to think every minute, oh, who's gonna have the devotional? No, you have your calendar, and you have the name of the person that is in charge for the entire year. We include in the folder and the binder the basic materials for them. What you see: scissors, crayons, color, glue, how you say, paper, color paper, the workbook. And also we ask to the teachers that they provide us a list of materials that the kids will use for the first 5 meetings. So we include, for example, in this one, the teacher gives us a package with all of the materials. And in this one, this is builders. If you see, they have extra materials there. So that way we are sure that the parents will not be stressful to get the materials that the kids gonna need for the craft. And also you don't need to tell them you need this, and this for the class, because they already have it the day that we have the drive-through registration. And also for those that already registered by online, we call that day grab and go. They only go and grab the materials and go. Okay, I am going to share these pictures to you too. So let me see what else is very important to share with you. Okay. Okay, I think. Okay, the steps. The uniform, or you already tell with the uniform, or the meetings. It's very important to have to be careful with the meetings right now, because we're gonna have Zoom. Remember, there's kids from 4 to 9 years old, and the times that they are in the screen, it's not gonna be too much. So plan, you know more your kids than us, so plan as much as you know your kids. Some of them like to be there an hour, around an hour and a half, but please no more than an hour and a half. That can be a class. Okay, the first meetings have to be very inceptive, planning that they, as my husband said in the beginning, that they have fun in the first meeting, and they have the same emotion and come back for the next meeting. Okay. Oh, this is very important. Guidelines to remember: the clubs program should not exert unnecessary pressure on our childs. That's why it's very important to be very organized. So you don't get stressful, and you don't gonna stress to the kids or to the staff or of the families. Uh, the the plan the year, plan all the plans have, we suggest that have to be by the year. And at the end of the year, it will be good to do an evaluation of what we have done, and to know where we can improve. It's our sister Ellen White. It says, the work of God is perfect as a whole because it is perfect in each one of its parts, no matter how small. That which is worthy of being done is worthy of being well done. It doesn't matter where we serve. It doesn't matter if it's a little thing, a small thing. Always is very important if we serve God, trying to do our best. We know it's a challenge this time. We are living in a pandemic, but I think we've seen the power of God in this moment. And it's an opportunity to know how God can use us. Probably sometimes we don't know how we are capable to do something, but it's in a zone that is not comfort for us where we grow. So I encourage you to do your best. I encourage you to keep going to the clubs. It's a beautiful ministry, and God can use your talents, and maybe you can discover more talents and put them at the service of God. So thank you for the opportunity to be here this morning. I hope all of this that we share be very helpful for this year for you. And also I will share all of the files that I have right here, and God bless you. I'm going